Good morning. Welcome to your Thursday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, and we have a wonderful card today. And I smirked when I pulled it out of the deck because we had it not very long ago. And again, when the same card shows up over and over, I really want us to perk up our intuitive ears and listen extra strongly to this particular message. Good morning, Peggy. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. Because when things repeat and repeat and repeat, I believe it's the universe kind of trying to drill it into our heads. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. Glad you are here. Awesome, awesome. Waiting for all the peeps to hop on, all of my practical rebels for today on this fine Thursday. It was actually relatively warm out when I took TJ out this morning, so I think I'm about ready to take the cleats off my shoes. We'll see. Now we'll watch. We'll get some snow. So today we have Nature Portals deck by Bruce and Carol Malner. Inspiration through the peace and beauty of nature. So I'm glad you two are here with me. We'll see if some of the other regulars pop on or if we get anybody new today. There's Cindy. Good morning. Good morning. Glad you are here. And again, we've seen this card recently. So given the things we've been working on lately, I'm thinking this card is basically sending us the message, it's time to take a step forward. Take a step forward in faith. Try something, do something. Good morning, Susan. Welcome. I just had a distraction there. My sister dropped something in. Today would be my mom's birthday. So everybody's telling each other what they're doing to celebrate mom's birthday. For the most part, it's baking because that was sort of her thing. So everybody's baking something. So yesterday I made, it's a Whole30 recipe. It's pumpkin, and it ends up being like a pumpkin custard with nuts. It's wonderful. And then I also made a chocolate chip cookie pan cookie. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. We're star-crossed. You know that, don't you? Cindy's saying that it was her dad's birthday today also. Yeah, my mom was born in 1936. I don't know what year your dad was born, but yep. So we celebrate her life by baking. So, and I figured I'd make the pumpkin stuff for me because it has no sugar, etc., etc. And my dad tried it. He wasn't excited about it, I'm sure. But then he had his chocolate chip pan cookie, so he was good to go. So again, our card for today, Nature Portals deck. We love these cards, right? They're beautiful. They are inspiring. They create a sense of peace within us. 1937. Okay, so 1 year apart. Oh, that is a hoot. That is a hoot. All right, so some nice deep belly breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So I want to do just a little aside here on the breathing stuff. The Tony Robbins event that Cindy and I did this past weekend was very focused on breathing, and we had a lot of different opportunities to practice our breathing. There was an exercise. Actually, I'll put the links for the two exercises in the feed. There was Brian Bradley who had us do this running thing in place, and you end up panting trying to keep up, which was really a good way to get your energy up, because when we approach things from a higher energetic state, we're far more likely to be successful with whatever it is we're going to do, right? So if we slog into something, good morning, Kelly, welcome, we're probably not going to get the same results as if we show up. So that was one exercise he was doing to not only help our physical being. Yes, I love the exercises he did also. And actually, I've been doing them prior to jumping on here every morning. So if I seem a little more jazzy, that is why. And then the second breathing exercise Tony Robbins taught us, which was during his priming exercise. And I'll put the link for that video in there. I think Cindy did the other day, but we'll add it in here too. So the Brian Bradley exercises and the Tony Robbins exercises. But that one's just snapping your hands up and down for a round of 30. Good morning, Cindy. Or Renee, sorry. As you're going in and out with your breath. You do 30. You pause with your hands up in your lap, just noticing what you feel. Another round of 30. Pause with your hands in your lap, palms up. Notice what you feel. And then a third round of 30. And again, it's very energizing. It really pulls you within, so you kind of tap into what's going on within you. A lot of good benefits of just practicing those two little things very regularly in your morning. I like doing this stuff in the morning. I know some people like doing things in the evening, but the two issues I see with doing it in the evening are sometimes we get swallowed up with our day and we don't follow through with routine. And two, it can be an energizing kind of a thing, which I'm not sure you want at the end of your day. You'd probably like that more at the beginning of your day. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it. So there's the link for that. So I just leave the tab open on my computer, and every morning, there I am, showing up. Showing up for them, showing up for me. So, back to our card for today. Nature Portals deck. Like I said, we just saw this one recently. There they are, those footprints in the sand. So, another nice deep breath. Let it go. The world is a friendly place. Take your next step. Find a place that appeals to you and go for a walk. Even just 5 minutes of walking in nature will refresh your body and mind. And again, I would love for us all to do this physically, to actually go and do this. Take a short walk. Might be a lap around your building, wherever you work. It might be a lap around your house if you work from home. Go take a trip around the block if you live in the city. But I would love to have you do it physically. But even if you don't do it physically, do it mentally. Sit at your desk or wherever you are, close your eyes, and take a walk around. And notice what you could do a walk around your literal block. You could do a walk around your literal building in your mind. Because again, your mind doesn't know the difference between imagining it and actually doing it. If I put a hammer in your hand and I said, pretend you're pounding a nail in, the muscles would fire the exact same way they would as if you literally pounded in the nail. So we can take advantage of the fact that our body does that and put it to good use. So you're going for this 5-minute walk in nature. Engage your senses to see, hear, smell what's around you. I vote touch. Touch. If you can find something to taste, we're not quite to berry season yet, but eventually there will be things out there that you can taste. Really put yourself in that present moment. Move at a pace that is comfortable and enjoy the experience of moving forward one step at a time. So most of us, when we're out there and we're walking, we're hustling along because we're trying to get some exercise. Good morning, Beth. Try a different route. Go slowly. Amble. Saunter. Just kind of drift along, Try that. What do you notice that's different when you take a walk that way than when you hustle along? When my kids were little, when they were out of a stroller, but still little, walks changed dramatically. You're no longer hustling along at a good pace because you got them in the stroller and you can go. You're ambling along, you're looking at this bug, you're looking at that stick, you're punching in that puddle. It's a very different approach, and you get very different benefits. So try it. The card also suggests that you might want to go barefoot. Really putting your feet on Mother Earth. I have a friend who, when we would do sacred fires in the Wabano, she'd take her boots off. Didn't matter if it was below zero, she'd take her boots off, and she was walking around the fire with her bare feet in the dead of winter. She wanted that contact with Mother Earth. So here's the quote. It's by Kahlil Gibran. "Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the wind longs to play with your hair." So it's about having an interaction, a relationship, a connection with nature. What else can you do that helps with that? Ooh, I am just seeing the moon out my window. Fabulous. Fabulous. So there's something. Paying attention to what's actually going on around you. When I was out there, I couldn't see the moon because it was kind of overcast, but now apparently the clouds have parted a bit, and now I get the benefit of looking at the moon for a while. How awesome is that? Right now, pay attention around your house. Everything is blooming. It's beginning to come up. Those a little norther of me, maybe not, but I was talking to Bobby Silverstone yesterday, and she said she actually had some things in protected areas starting to pop up. So here we've got hyacinths, we've got tulips, and the rhubarb is coming up. So again, and the birds. I don't know if you're paying attention, but I'm hearing more birds. Some of the geese are coming back. Not that all of them left, because it didn't get all that miserable this winter. So the world is a friendly place. Take your next step. Good morning, Lucy. Welcome, welcome. So I want to ask you a question. Let's take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. Take another breath. What I want to ask you is, if you were not afraid, if you were not at all concerned about how the outcome would be, what would you try? What would you try? And again, if you knew that you would have a positive outcome, the one that you wanted or better, what would you follow through on? What action would you take? If you want to put it in the feed, that would be awesome. Not that we're going to hold your feet to the fire on it, but just put it out there. Put it out there and let us put our energy into it, and you may find you're more and more willing to take some steps toward it. Again, it doesn't need to be huge leaps. It can be some baby steps. So for instance, all of the folks who are coming to the talk I'm giving tomorrow on intentional community, that's not them jumping in with both feet. Yes, we're going to do this. Sell our house, buy a travel trailer, and hubby and I hit the road. Rock on, rock on. I actually had some friends who did that. And by the time they decided they were going to do that, he was pretty frail. But they managed to get 5 years on the road before he was too frail for them to be able to stay out. And they went to various campgrounds, and they were the hosts sometimes, and they just had a grand adventure. So my vote is do it. Do it, do it. If not now, when? If not you, who? A TEDx talk. Fabulous, fabulous. I had a friend who did one of those also. And they had done it at, I believe, the middle school in the town where she was. And so she was talking about working with kids and her perspective on that. And I think she really enjoyed the opportunity to speak her truth. So yes, a TEDx talk. That's a fabulous one. What else? Who else has, there's 9 of you on here. Who else has something that if you weren't afraid, if you weren't worried about the outcome, what would you do? For me, the most recent one was signing up for the coaching program that I'm going to do. $15,000. To me, it is a fabulous investment. A fabulous investment. And again, one of the things that happens when you make a commitment like that is you find a way, you make a way. Good coaches get coached. So here's my opportunity. I'm going to have all kinds of programming that I get to avail myself of. We actually have a welcome call today, so that will be awesome. We have 2 years to complete the program, so there will be ample time to fit it into my life. But it just felt like, okay, it's time for another leap here. That's a big commitment, right? That's a big commitment. And so my plan is that I'm working on the email right now to send out, but I'm going to do a once-in-a-lifetime coaching offer myself. So my coaching others is going to fund me being coached. So I've got it in my head how it's going to look. I just have to get the email ready and send it out. If some of you aren't on my email list and you would like to be, send the word yes to Bonnie at Empowerment and Purpose, all little letters, all spelled out, .com, and I will add you to my list. But that's how I'm going to fund my coaching program, is by offering a deal on the coaching programs that I put out there. So there's always a way. There's always a way. If you find something important enough, if your why is big enough, the hows take care of themselves. I've said that for a bazillion years. Good morning, Judy. If your whys are big enough, the hows take care of themselves. So I would hire the best lawyer and move forward. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to share one of them. Tony Robbins talked about how over the course of his lifespan, he's 63 now, I think, there have been repeated times where he has agreed to something that he had no idea how he was going to do it, but because he made the agreement, find a way, make a way. So the one that blew my mind the most was he was living in this little shitty apartment, and I think it was like $600 a month, and he agreed to rent a castle. There's a castle in, I can't remember if it was Del Mar or where the heck it is in California, but they had brought parts of castles from overseas from Europe and put them together into this castle. I want to say it was, and I think it's the Del Mar Castle. And he agreed to rent it, signed the paper, $6,000 a month. He was making very little at that point. But he took the leap, good morning, Deb, and did the find a way, make a way. And he lived there for a chunk of time. Then he moved up the ladder, as it were. Sometimes we don't know how we're going to do something, but we agree to do it and we take the steps. We find a way. The universe will provide. That is the funniest thing. When we commit to doing something, the universe helps us find a way. So with this coaching program, as soon as I made I had no idea. Basically what I thought is, I'm going to rob my tax fund. I've got money set aside for taxes. I knew I was going to have to pay some capital gains, a sell in the motel, etc. Had that set aside. You know when taxes are due, right? So I was going to rob that fund to fund this. And I'm like, as soon as I made the commitment, signed up, agreed to do it, put it on the credit card, all that stuff, then I thought, no, wait a minute. I'm going to offer a once-in-a-lifetime coaching program. I haven't raised my prices in 7 years. It is time, Bonnie. Come on, get on with it. So this is going to be the last hurrah before my prices go up. So I know there will be a bunch of people who take advantage of it because they want to lock in the lower rate. It's kind of like forever stamps. You buy them at the lower rate so you can just use them, right? So this is my version of forever stamps. So what about you? I'm loving all the things you guys are putting in the feed. This is awesome. This is awesome. Let us as a group of practical rebels, let us take some leaps together. So several of you put some things in here. Others of you are thinking of things, but you're like, I don't want to put it down there. I don't want anybody to know what I'm thinking I want to do. That's fine too. But let's make the commitment. Let's make the commitment. I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this. Let's see what it looks like. Open yourself up to universe. Okay, so I'm going to do it right now. Let's close our eyes. Some nice breath. Shoulders drop. Crown chakra spins open. Golden light coming down through the crown of your head. Opening your heart, spinning open your heart chakra to receive whatever it is that you want to go for here. Opening yourself. The divine feminine part is the receiving. The divine masculine part is the going for it. Okay? All right? So, breathe it in. Breathe it in. Change your physiology. So, you might want to do that arm pumping exercise, this one that we're putting the link in for. Do something. You might want to put on, I'm going to say three songs that really jazz you up and dance around. Get yourself all fired up and take a step. It can be a small step. That is fine. So, for instance, it might be looking up the phone number for that best lawyer in town. Put it right in front of you. Have it sitting there. Just look at the phone number, all right? Have a conversation with yourself. Put something out there. So the one that I made at the event that I put up is, my light is beautiful. I am star stuff. I am brave. Okay? And that was to counter the old messaging. I'm too much. I'm not enough. I'm too afraid. Here it is. The good stuff. All right? And tomorrow from 3 to 5 is the talk I'm giving on intentional community. I think I have 19 people coming. I'm excited. If there's even a handful of people there who want to take a next step with me, fabulous. Love to provide housing for homeless vets. Yes. And there's templates out there. And there's grant money available. And there's lots of opportunities. So instead of saying, I can't, ask yourself, How can I? How could I move this forward one step? It might be making a phone call. Yes, absolutely, you get to hear a report. Okay, Beth and Carolyn, there you go. What about if you guys connect on the side and talk about just what your thoughts are on that? Okay, what your thoughts are, what you've considered. Each of you will probably have some ideas. Maybe you start an online Facebook group for people who want to pursue creating housing for homeless vets. Learn from each other. I created a group that the people in my training for building an intentional community, they can join. Right now, there's 3 of us that show up very consistently. There's a couple others who dribble and drabble in, but we help each other move forward. So things that we didn't even think of on our own, someone might bring in. So the woman in Canada mentioned modular housing. It's like, well, I hadn't thought of that, but I want it to be affordable. So modular housing might be a way to go. Who knows? You're going to learn from each other. You're going to cheer each other on. You're going to support each other forward. It's, again, the image that always comes to my mind is Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion locking arms and skipping down the yellow brick road to Oz. Easier to do in a group. Easier to shore each other up. You find some bravery from adding some other people to it. That's part of our Practical Rebels thing. We support each other. We give each other kudos. We do the you go girl thing, all right? So, the world is a friendly place. Take your next step. Let's see what we all come up with. Have an awesome Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow morning. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Go forth and conquer. Bye.